Hey guys, welcome back to Hope with Jonathan. I'm your guest, Jonathan Traylor. Hey guys, we definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in to tonight's broadcast here on Hope with Jonathan. Tonight, guys, we have a very special guest, MrKidney on YouTube. Also joining us tonight is kidney patient Lou Ortiz. That's right, guys. Life is good. Life is very, very good, guys. We got a great show for you guys. I hope you guys will get engaged with this one and share it with all your friends. And again, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go over and click that subscribe button and click the bell. You'll get notified of all of our content and all of our interviews. But again, guys, we really appreciate everyone for showing up for Hope with Jonathan tonight. Hey, we want to send a special shout out to Don Bates and Chelsea Roman. Appreciate you watching. Jim Myers, appreciate you, Uncle Jim Myers, and everybody else that's tuned in to watch Hope with Jonathan. Appreciate your support. And again, appreciate all the subscribers. Hey guys, tonight on Hope with Jonathan, we have a very special co-host. I met this very positive individual on the app TikTok. And this guy's amazing. He's got a great positive attitude and an unbelievable story. And he's been sharing some new news. And I'm going to let him come on and talk about what's been going on with his life and currently. And I wanted to bring him on tonight on Hope with Jonathan tonight and feature MrKidney with me. But tonight we're going to bring on our co-host. Also want to send a shout out to Patty Ottawa for supporting us. And I believe Patty is in the country of Canada. So shout out to all of our Canadians out there that's watching the show. My buddy Kyle Hawkrutz from KWM. He supports the show as well. He's out of Toronto. So tonight, to all my Canadian friends out there supporting Hope with Jonathan. But without further ado, I want to bring on my special co-host, Lou Ortiz. So welcome to the show, Mr. Lou Ortiz.
Hey guys.
How's it going,
man? What is happening? Hello, Canada. Dawn. Where's my Jimmy?
And shout out to my mom, Vicky Love. Hey, Mom, thanks for supporting.
Awesome,
I really appreciate you
awesome.
supporting. But, well, Lou, how have you been doing, man? And, I know you got some news that you wanted to talk about and share. And recently I'd seen it on TikTok. So why don't you tell everyone what's going on with you?
Well, Thursday night we were at a concert, a local concert. And my son comes in with flowers. He never hangs out with us for some reason, but he was there. And gives me these green, not flowers, balloons. I'm an old man, bear with me. Balloons.
It's okay.
And it was just a distraction. And I turn around and my sister's standing there. And she's got a little green shopping bag. And she hands me the shopping bag. And I jokingly said, is this my kidney? And I looked into the shopping bag. Again, that was a divisive method to get me to look away. And she had a sign that said, I'm a match. So it was crazy. It was elation. My wife tackled her. It was just unbelievable. People that know me say, I've never seen you speechless. But I was like a deer in headlights. Jonathan said that's what it looked like on the video.
Yeah.
If you follow me on TikTok, I'm iCook_007, full video in detail on the TikTok, and look for Lou Ortiz on Facebook. You'll see the video there as well, and then a celebration afterwards. So life is good. Life is very good. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because I called Tampa General where they're doing my workup. And they knew already that my sister was a match, but they're not allowed to tell me that. She told me. And now it goes from really being listed to being scheduled.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. Happy to be alive. Happy to be able to share this news. And Jimmy, my brother, you inspire me. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy's awesome. I interviewed him and Don Bates on my show. MrKidney's had him on their show. They're incredible. And they just came back from a trip that they did traveling, doing home dialysis with Next Day. So they're awesome warriors, great people. And I think you got to see them, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a business trip to Iowa, but did I need to go on a business trip to Iowa? Did I need to go visit friends?
Yeah.
You decide. You decide.
Well, listen, Lou, you've got an incredible story, and I appreciate your spirit, man. You got a great smile, such a
Thank
positive
you.
person, man. And I wish you all the best. I'm so happy to hear, man. Congratulations, man. I think this is just amazing, amazing story, and
Yeah, man.
I can't wait to see what else God has for you and what He's got in store for you. It's amazing.
I guess what I tell everybody is that it wasn't my time for some reason. There's still something I have to do on this earth. And I
Absolutely.
don't know what it is. And when I get it done, I hope I'm ready to go wherever I need to go after this life. But before I go there, I got to get everything done here. Whatever
Yeah.
it is that, this guy
Sure.
out there is looking for me to do. But, there's
Yep.
been a lot of things in my life where I shouldn't be here, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's part of why it's easier for me to count my blessings than to count my problems. Blessings
Absolutely.
aren't as much as problems, but they carry more weight.
Absolutely.
Blessings carry more weight. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
listen, guys, tonight we are going to feature Mr. Kidney on Hope with Jonathan. I hope you guys are ready. Sam Jennings is a 12-year kidney transplant recipient who now hosts his own show on YouTube here, Mr. Kidney. And Sam's got an incredible story that he'll share with you tonight. Sam also is educating us with every video that he's doing on kidney disease, dialysis, transplant. He's just recently was talking and covering the story of the pig kidney, which is amazing. And he's just doing some great things in the community. So we wanted to bring him on and feature him here on Hope with Jonathan. Sometimes, he's making pizzas. I mean, I don't know. This guy, he's doing a little of everything. And so we want to bring him on
They
Hope
look
with
good.
Jonathan. Yep, then those pizzas do look good, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, hey guys, listen, I hope you guys are ready. Let me see. Let me find his introduction here, give him a special intro here. Welcome to Hope with Jonathan, Mr. Kidney.
Wow, what an intro. Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks. That's for the pig kidney. I added that to my last thumbnail, and I thought, I hope people get that. That's all, folks.
Yeah.
But I figured, Lou, Jonathan, we're all about the same age. We'll figure that out. How you guys doing tonight? Thanks for having me on, Jonathan. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, no problem at all. We had to bring you on. I've been on your show many times, so I wanted to return the favor and give you a proper intro there. And so it's always fun to make those. But you've been doing some great things in the kidney community and doing some great videos and lives. I mean, I think you're going live almost every day, at least during the week. Like around noon, and and I've actually joined you. I joined you on one today earlier. So, incredible story that you have, Mr. Kidney. Why don't you start by sort of giving us the backstory on where it all began?
Oh man, where it all began. That's a long. We're going to run out a lot of time here.
Give
But
us the condensed version.
yeah, we'll take it. So I'll kind of start in the middle. Like Lou, my sister donated a kidney to me, so I have a living donor transplant. What's up, Don? I've been I've watched everyone. I saw every post her and Jimmy made on that trip. It's just amazing. I've been talking about them every day too. So yeah, what they're doing, like what Jimmy is showing people. I hate to, I know you asked me a question, Jonathan, but like we were talking about earlier before we were late coming on because we were all kind of catching up, me, you, and Lou. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But what Jimmy's doing right now is what I was trying to encourage Lou to do is like, tell that part of the story. That's important. People want to know that stuff. They're worried about things like Foley catheters. Like,
Sure.
They're worried about the stent coming out after the transplant. And
Yeah.
I want to talk about that kind of stuff because that's going to ease a lot of minds. And
yeah.
Jimmy and Don are out there doing that right now. Like,
and also
easing
the
those
ability to take a pee. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, my
human
God.
being
nature.
able to pee. Like
That
Jimmy
feeling.
told me he broke the world record. He didn't have to stop once to pee, driving.
That's
So
right.
Hey, I drove from New York to Florida and back. Nothing.
autopilot. Yeah, literally.
Awesome.
Yeah. The
So
power of dialysis, huh?
to answer your question though, Jonathan,
Yeah.
I was on active duty back in the 90s. I was in the Navy. I was a cook though. So all that pizza business, I'm classically trained by the United States government. I was actually on what I was in the Seabees, which is the construction battalions.
Mhm.
And I was on an air det, which is like 20. It would be what we would do is we'd go on a deployment and then 20 of us would go off. And like I was on a group that drilled water wells. So I was actually in El Salvador in 1995. I got real sick when I was there, got over it. And when I came back, the first thing when I came back, they check you, make sure everything's good. And I had blood and protein in my urine.
Okay.
And that was kind of the start of it. Unfortunately, I was young and dumb. And I didn't have the best of guidance as far as I would say medical advice at the time. I mean, I deployed 2 more times after this with 1 kidney.
Sure.
So like I didn't have the best medical guidance. And then when I got out, I was a little foolish. And this is something I was a lot foolish, actually. And this is something I talk about on the lives. Another reason why I want to go live every day around, I'm not saying it's about midday. It's like that 11 to 1 time frame. That's when YouTube says it's like the best time to go. So I'm just kind of doing what YouTube tells me to do.
Right.
But that's something I talk about is being your number one best advocate.
Right.
And when, being young and dumb is not an excuse. Like this is something that I've learned from. And, that we can take these lessons from our parents, like we learned from our parents. But this was not a lesson my parents was able to teach me. They were normal, healthy people, right? But like with my son, the one thing I encourage him, he's a healthy 24-year-old young man with a family doing great in the world, but without tests to go back on, without getting blood tests when you're 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, without getting blood tests and something to measure it off of. You're setting yourself up for a real big downfall because these human meat suits that we're walking around in, these bodies, they expire. They don't last forever. Right. So you want to manage it. And, you do the same thing with your car. So that, to make it a long story even longer, Jonathan, that's how I found out that I had kidney disease when I did get off active duty, because I just wanted off active duty. I wanted to move on with my life. I should have did a med board at the time. So that's something I talk about on those daily lives to veterans. But, if you have a family member or a friend or yourself are active duty, don't get out until you get all checked out. Because I played games with the VA for about 8 years, even though it was in my service jacket. What happened? Everything was there, cut and dry. I had to fight for the benefits that I did get as a disabled vet, right? To get my medical taken care of. They pay me, I was injured on active duty, so I get a compensation check each month, like that kind of stuff. I had to fight for it, right?
Sure.
So that kind of takes us to 2009. I had symptoms for quite a long time, probably 11 months, but I was in the game, man. I was deep in the game. I had 4 kids at home, ranging from 8 years old to 18.
Wow.
And needless to say, my career really controlled it. It moved us around a few different times. I was a very busy person. So I never made sure I had good blood tests to go back on. I never made sure I went to the doctor each year. I didn't do any of this stuff. And I'm laying, fast forward, I'm laying in an ICU bed dying. And a nephrologist literally says, if you would have just been on a high blood pressure pill, like a blood pressure pill, you probably wouldn't have got here, because those are the two leading causes of kidney disease.
Right.
Type 2 diabetes, which I talk a lot about on my channel, and hypertension / high blood pressure. And that's me. I had hypertension. I run hot, baby. I can't help it. Right.
Yep. Right. Yep. That was me too. I suffered with hypertension and type 2 diabetes, and I ate what I wanted, did what I wanted. And that lifestyle ended up landing me into a emergency room hospital bed with a NDE, which is a near-death experience. So
same here. But I was on a cruise in Mexico when I went down.
Yeah.
So they talk about, they told my wife to prepare to lose your husband.
Yeah, man. Same
here. In hindsight, right? Hindsight only works if you take the goggles and put them forward and look forward, right?
There's my man, Phil. Second chance, Phil.
Appreciate you watching, Phil.
The next time a doctor tells you to drink water, immediately go to see a nephrologist, because you don't take your car to the transmission guy to fix the brakes.
Right.
So never mind, I'll drink more water. I got to get to a nephrologist. Thank you. ASAP.
Yeah.
Because God bless him, your general practitioner has an idea based on numbers, right? A nephrologist is going to be like, hey, your kidney sucks.
Yeah.
Your kidney really sucks.
Yeah.
You gotta get this done. Your kidneys are
I'm interested,
getting beaten.
Sam, when they said you had protein in your urine, what did that mean to you, and what did they say that was? Did they tell you not to worry about it, or what happened with that?
So I did take a long story and really condense it. So I get back off this deployment. I have protein in my urine and blood in my urine. They send me for a consultation with a nephrologist. I was stationed in Gulfport, Mississippi. So right down the street is Biloxi, and there's a Air Force hospital there, Keesler Air Force Base. It's still, all this stuff is still down there. They told me, so I go into a nephrologist. They did an ultrasound. So they checked my right kidney, fine. Roll me over on my other side, my right side, check my left kidney on my back, right? And I'm going, huh. You start hearing those, and they're taking a long time, and they're doing a lot of measurement. And so I found out then that my left kidney had completely shut down. So the United States government let me off active duty with one kidney, came in straight up healthy, 2 kidneys, got off active duty, 1 kidney. And, when an injury like that happens, and that's what happened, I was injured. So when an injury like that happens, it leaves scarring on your kidneys. And those they can tell a lot from those scars. And my right kidney also had 40% scarring. So I made it about 13 years, little long. Yeah, about 13 years or so, a little longer, give or take a couple years, on 60%. Like Lou said, I went to, a tire shop for a transmission repair, and I got off active duty. So I also, along with that ultrasound, I did kidney scans. So they actually did the machine where you lay in and they did the scan. I did a test where they do the flow test. I think Lou, Jonathan, I don't know if you had the flow test before you stop peeing, but when you're peeing, they're measuring the weight or the velocity of your urine. And so I did it all. So in the Air Force, like in my medical jacket, and this is why I almost went nuts fighting the VA, because in my medical jacket, all this shit's in it. Pardon my language. I don't mean to cuss on your channel.
It's okay.
You come to Mr. Kidney, you're probably going to get some cuss words, but I love the Lord. Don't get me wrong.
I got you.
Yeah. But it was all in there. So I had to fight this, right? I had to fight this for almost 10 years with the VA. When I finally got to a Washington level judge, on a conference room with my attorney sitting beside it, he was flabbergasted that I had gotten that long without any kind of help from the VA. But long story short, I had went through it. I knew exactly what was wrong with me. And whenever I ended up the one thing that was, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't Google stuff as much back then. This was 2009, right? So 11 months before D-Day, the night I was rushed to a hospital, and then that hospital said, we can't help this dude. We got to get him to a trauma unit. Like you, a lot like Jonathan's story. I just got an ambulance ride because I was closer. He got the helo. I really wish I could have had a helo story.
That was the first time I'd ever rode in a helicopter too.
Yeah, that would have been way cooler if I could have said they took me in a helicopter. So I get to this trauma center. So before that D-Day happened, 11 months before, the company I was with, they had me out I live in Ohio, and I lived down by Cincinnati at that time, but they had me out in Dover, Delaware. I was working in an office right on DuPont Avenue, mile north of Dover Downs. Like, it wasn't a bad gig for a few months. And I thought I had gotten contact dermatitis from a haircut. That's why I quit cutting my hair. No, that's not why I quit cutting my hair, but I thought I had contact dermatitis, and I went to, and I had real itchy skin, right? Itchy skin. Yeah. Sounds familiar to anybody who's ever had kidney failure, kidney disease.
Yep.
Well, they gave me a cortisone shot.
Toxins coming out of your body.
Yeah. Well, cortisone doesn't cure kidney failure. Just let everyone know. 6 months or 11 months later, about 2 weeks before my wife said, I'm either taking you to the hospital or I'm calling an ambulance because you're going to be dead in the morning. It was that drastic because that's where I was at the time. But we are so stubborn. I say we, men in general. Yeah. It literally takes like me and Lou, Lou goes on a trip feeling like this. We're still living life feeling like this, just thinking it's just, hey, suck it up, right? Be a man. And it's just not the case, right? So the itchy, I started having vision problems. I started seeing like I was in construction, so I did development. I sold real estate. I did that kind of stuff. So I was always I always pick apart houses. Just if you're a car mechanic, you're always going to be looking at cars, right? Yep. So I thought my carpet needed stretch because I was seeing stuff like the carpet was bubbling. I mean, just you name it. Then the bloody noses started happening. So I started about a day before. I started bleeding real bad. I never had bloody noses. Lou's filming a TikTok cooking video right now in the kitchen, the pan.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Cool. That's all right. Yeah, I did. I think I recall Lou telling me that he seen his IV pole as a scarecrow or something. Didn't you, Lou? It was messing with your eyes. Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
So,
and it's just I went on that trip, like Sam says, like I'm a man, damn it. Nobody's telling me what to do. Yeah. My hands were the size of boxing gloves. They were huge. It was so swollen. My ankles and my legs.
Yeah.
I had bought some pants to wear before going on the cruise, and then I just had to end up wearing almost like sweatpants. My ankles were like this. They were huge.
Yeah.
We don't think we're going to die. We never think we're going to die.
My ankles actually got so large that I couldn't put my shoes on. Like my overnight too. Like I put my shoes on the day before, and then I the next day, I remember having to unlace my shoes and take out a couple of eyelids, and go up a couple just to tie them. And I was like, man, this is unusual. Like I thought I had sprained my ankle. Nope.
Right.
Stage 5 ESRD, man. I mean, that's what it was, literally. And it was scary, life-altering experience for sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
Look, I hadn't used the commode in a week at the time, and I finally got in the ICU. And when they got me all my levels regulated, it took them about 4 hours to get me from not dying. That part, they finally gave me something to get me to go to the bathroom. I could not lift my head up, and thank God there was a young man who was a tech that night working in ICU. He was a big enough dude and I had lost a lot of weight and I didn't know why. Right. Yep. And he picked me up out of that bed and sat me on a commode just so I could have some dignity to not go in a bedpan. Right.
Right.
And like, I was fighting it all the way, Lou, you're talking about like I was fighting this shit all the way.
Yep.
But as Lou saw a scarecrow, we talked about this earlier today, Jonathan. I said, I'd tell this story tonight, and you had an NDE.
Yep.
I don't know what I had. I tell you that everybody left the room, and they're, you know, back in the day they had 13-inch TVs up in the corner of the ICU. That was all. There was no cell phones, you know, and I wasn't reaching for no phone at the time. I couldn't even move. But I saw Dr. Drew. Remember Dr. Drew back in the day, Loveline, you know, with I forget who the comedian was, right? Dr. Drew came on TV, and I have not been able to find this clip. But Dr. Drew, I'm laying literally on my deathbed, Lou. I'm laying there, and Dr. Drew comes on and says, there was a study done, blah, 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 of how many people on their deathbed, what they regretted in life and what they wanted at that point in time in their life on their deathbed. And he said, overwhelming, everybody pulled. There was a study done, he said. Now, I don't know if I hallucinated this because I haven't been able to find the clip, but he said the study was done. However many people, everybody had an overwhelming answer of they just wanted the people that they loved the most in their life with them. So from that day forward, my life goal was to die in a bed, an old man with the people standing around me that love me the most.
Absolutely.
So that's why I fight, man. That's why I fought to get that transplant in 6 months. That's why I got off hemodialysis, went to peritoneal dialysis, had the transplant 12 years. I haven't had one thing happen to me as far as health-wise because of this kidney transplant or dialysis. Awesome. And this is the stuff that I want to talk about because it comes, you know, it's more than kidney disease. It's more than the cures. It's the mindset, right? It's Lou, his smile and that's saying, right. You know,
life is good.
Life is good, right?
It is. Right. It is.
It's more than all that stuff.
It's about send a quick shout out really quickly to Stephen Belcher for showing up. Steve Belcher from the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. So send a shout out to Steve. Thank you for watching.
Steve does fantastic work, man.
You know, he's dropping some educational bombs on us right here. So not just edema, but, you know, you got nausea, you got vomiting, respiratory distress, fatigue, anemia. Those are all classic symptoms of kidney disease. You know, and then possibly, you know, if you've been dragging along with those symptoms, it could be kidney failure. So, you know, definitely get checked out. If you have any of those symptoms, do not hesitate. Do not delay. Go see a doctor. A simple blood test, urinalysis will save your life. No doubt.
That's why I say, you know, you need data, right? You need to be able to have in life, you need to be able to go back and look on things. Like, look, I'm a face forward human being. I'm on my path. I don't look in the past. I live in the future. Like, I move forward. I might be dang it. That's me. Sorry about that, Jonathan.
No, you're good. You're still on here.
Yeah, my screen's doing some crazy stuff. You know, like I said, I'm a face forward person. Like, I look down my path, and I don't spend too much time in the past. But it is important to have something, you know, an actual data to be able to look back on that. When I was 20, my creatinine was this. When I'm 30, it's this. You know, all of that stuff is important to have. You're going to lose me here in a second, Jonathan, because it looks like I am.
Well, before I lose you, let's talk a little bit about your transplant. So your sister became ultimately your living donor.
Yes.
So you can. Okay, so
we lost him.
Yeah, Mr. Kidney dropped off, but that's okay, guys. He's got an incredible story that I wanted him to share about his living donor. He'll be back any second. As you can see, why Mr. Kidney's so passionate about what he's doing with kidney disease and doing his show, Mr. Kidney. You know, he's lived it. He's had a real life experience with kidney failure, much like me and Lou. You know, we both had a real near-death experience. I mean, Lou was on a freaking cruise ship on vacation and went into kidney failure. So,
I mean, it crashed like it was nobody's business. I went down like it was the Titanic.
Yeah,
you know, it was horrible.
Scary
Sam
stuff.
is back.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, that's okay. No problem at all. It happens. But we were kind of talking about your living donor story. So your sister ultimately became your donor. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about that?
She told everybody else not to fill any paperwork out. She promised to kick every one of their asses if they did, that she was giving me a kidney. It really went down that way. Like, it was, I had no choice in the matter. I was getting her kidney. And ironically, I mean, Jody, they test 6 blood antigens. She matched 5 out of 6. We are almost a perfect match. I've been on very little drugs ever since my transplant because of that, because we were such a good match and it was so compatible. So it's not just like, you know, I'm constantly talking, drink water. I eat a plant-based diet. I don't eat meat. I do eat animal products. I eat eggs and stuff, but I eat a diet that's conducive to a healthy lifestyle. I do my best, at least. And I do that because she gave me this gift. Like it's nothing I'm going to ever be able to repay back. And how can I ever repay that to anybody else? So my best opportunity to do that is to work my butt off and make a bunch of content, because let's face it, there's not a lot of content out there, and people may say so, but like, it's not fresh and it's not consistent. And so that's the thing that I think that the kidney world needed. And that's why I'm focused here on YouTube a lot more than other places, just because YouTube is ultimately, you know, it's kind of the new New York, right, Lou? Remember, right. You can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, man.
YouTube's becoming that place now in the world, and I think that we need more people making that fresh content. So that's why I'm going live, Jonathan. That's why I want to talk about pig kidneys and artificial kidneys and all that good stuff. But to answer your question, Jody was very compatible. We started the workup when I was on peritoneal dialysis. So I had already, my story goes, I was on hemodialysis. I chose within 1 week to have the surgery for PD. Of course, I was still on hemodialysis because I was dying. Yep. I started in-center hemodialysis. I did that for 6 weeks until my peritoneal dialysis catheter was healed. The first full day of walking around with fluid, I had what was called a hydrocele. So essentially, I had a tear in my peritoneal cavity. All that fluid rushed to my scrotum. It is what it is. It's kind of funny. It's whatever. It was hell on earth for me. They had just taken that chest catheter out for dialysis, which had to go right back in. I then went back on. That's when I damn near died on dialysis, because I just came out of that hernia surgery. I call it a hernia. It was a hydrocele.
Same thing here.
Oh, do you have the same issue, Lou?
No, I had an actual hernia, but it was a hydrocele. Yeah, it's very painful. If
Steve's on, Steve could probably give a little more input on this medically.
Sure.
You know, the right vernacular. I'm just saying what happened to me, you know?
Yeah.
So I went back on hemodialysis. That's why I said I had a bad trip, man. One day I had a real bad, my blood pressure bottomed out. I was taking Percocet too, because I had just had surgery. So that was also a bad move to do before dialysis. So the long story, it's true, man. She no kidding. This chick could, like, my sister Jody is the real deal. But you know what? Like, Jody is like a wild child, but the largest heart of anybody I know on the planet. She's raising her grandchild right now. Like, this is the kind of person that she is. It's funny. Tafaro Cook and I do a lot of work on YouTube, and he talked about Jackie, who donated her kidney to him. She's an attorney who was one of Tafaro's coaching clients. And I asked him, I was like, hey, Tafaro, how's Jackie today? He said, Jackie's in Africa helping people drill water wells. I said, of course, Jackie's in Africa helping people drill water wells, because that's what people that donate kidneys do. Like, these are good people, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was it. I was on PD. Once I got off of all that stuff, so I got the PD straight, got home, and man, did I feel good. Like, you talk about thriving on dialysis at home, Jonathan. Jimmy out there, road warrior, him and Don out there doing the road warrior game, like doing dialysis on the road, right? So I felt so much better when I got home, was doing PD. I also knew I wasn't going to be on it long, right? I knew the transplant was coming because I was pushing hard. And I say that I was pushing hard. I was pushing my transplant team. When I heard no, I didn't leave until I got a yes. That's the salesman in me. Don't get me wrong. But like, I didn't take no for an answer. Like, I drove this thing all the way home, and I had my badass sister right beside me. No question about it.
Hell yeah.
So in a 6-month period, literally my transplant was on August 27th, 2009. I went down for the count. Not even 6, just shy of 2 days, February 28th, 2009. So in 6 months, I went from dying to transplant because I had a partner, right? I had a whole group of, like, look, this took a village. Yeah. It's not easy being sick, man. Yeah. But it is definitely, like, Don Bates, like what Don does, I've said all along, it was so easy to be sick, man. It was so hard to watch my family. That's when anyone gives me shit, you know what I mean, Jonathan? When anyone gives me shit, I think about what my kids went through, and I think about what my family went through. And I think, you know what, we made it too far to give up or to bow down. And I just keep charging forward, man, because there's a lot of people that need help. And check it out. They just implanted a pig kidney. Like, there is hope on the way. Like, that's right. Jonathan, we got hope with Jonathan, but there's hope on the way in the world of the medical technology.
Yeah, like, it's amazing.
It's exciting.
This is not fake. This is not conjecture. I have dug into this stuff, Jonathan. You know I have. Watch my channel. I will bring you. I'll tell you about the bills that are going through Congress right now. Like, I'm digging deep into this stuff because I think now is the time that we have to be doing this. Lou, Jonathan, me, anybody else out here, because there's going to be a big wave of people getting healed and getting back to better health. And I say, like, I speak things into existence because I know God listens to the here and now. So absolutely. I know God wants this in the future. So I truly believe this is divine. I'm here today, 12 years later, making content on YouTube because of this, because we're getting ready to go into some serious stuff that's going to save a lot of lives. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, man.
And so with all that being said, like, at what point, because I know you waited like 12 years before you started making content. At what point did you kind of wake up and say, you know what, I want to do something. I want to make an impact. I want to start something. I think at first you started something. It was called Kidney Corner, and then now you evolved it to MrKidney. So what made you want to start doing things on YouTube?
Okay, so YouTube alone, like, I'll be honest. I'm the first one to say I never wanted to talk about this. I was scared of it, right? I was scared of it. I went through a lot of shit, man. Like, I almost died too. People fail to realize that because they just see a normal dude, right? See a normal guy, but I got a 12-inch scar in my gut. I got a scar in my chest and my stomach. I'm scarred up too, and I don't wear it on my sleeve. But I guess to answer your question, it wasn't what got me to do this. The real question is why, when I was in 2009, when I got that transplant, I had an 8-year-old at home, an 18-year-old graduating high school, 2 in the middle. I didn't want to think about kidney, nothing. I was in construction. I sold houses. I developed real estate. I had to get back to earning for my family because, see, I didn't have the best growing up. I come from the bottom, brother. I'm not someone of privilege. My mom didn't give me money. I bought my prom date dinner with food stamps. Like, I come from the bottom. I worked my ass off to have everything I have. And my kids had a really good life growing up because I wanted to make sure I gave them the security that they deserve, that they needed, the security I never had as a child. Sure. So I just went back. Dude, I've started a business after my transplant, like a legit, like, I sold the damn thing and took a job with another company. Like, I thought I thrived after that transplant, but all I was really doing was chasing a dream that was just somebody else's. It was no longer mine. And as my kids grew, and hey, old age does something to you. I just turned 47, right? My kids are raised. Financially, like, I could live on nothing. And I practically do, but I knew I wanted to do something again, but I knew I wanted to do something like, hey, you know, I can't rap, I can't sing, I play a little guitar, you know, I talk a lot, right? And I'm a sponge for new content and learning constantly. So I'm always wanting to learn, right?
Yeah.
So I actually started a YouTube channel talking about selling on eBay because I got this, you know, I'm a disabled vet. You know, that's how my bills get paid. And I needed a little extra cash after my kids are raised just to get by. And so I started selling on eBay. And so I started making these eBay videos. I forgot how well they actually did, but my heart wasn't in it. Like my heart wasn't there. And so I petered out completely. And I made some other videos about other content until one day, and I had the whole time I had been telling my wife, I'm probably going to end up making content because you do what you know, right?
Right.
And I didn't want to just do something to just do something. I wanted to help people. And I was hiding from the kidney world. I was hiding, man, because I was scared. And it's just, I'm man enough to say it. I was terrified of it. I almost died, right? So how am I going to be able to manage those emotions along with what comes with putting yourself out there, right? You put yourself out there. Like I said, pioneers out west, they got arrows in their back.
You're still doing the kidney corner though, right?
So I didn't really know. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was like, I guess I'll just call it a show, you know?
Yeah.
So now all I'm doing, I'm not really putting a label on it. All I'm doing is I'm trying to bring quality content as much as I possibly can to drive subscribership. That's why we need you to subscribe, because it's free. I do free kidney content. I don't sell it. I do it for free. And I just need you to subscribe, because once I get 1,000 subscribers, once Jonathan gets 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, we qualify for the partner program. Last year, YouTube partner program paid out $30 billion to its content contributors. Compared to like TikTok, they had a $2 billion creator fund that they just dole out to who they really want to dole out to, right? Where YouTube says, hey, we're 50-50 partners. And what that means is we can get paid on advertising. Yep. So I thought, man, if I can enter into this world of this new economy of digital commerce and be able to offer free content to people who really need it, like under promise, over to deliver, right? Really bring quality stuff. That's what I had to do. So now I just feel like it's kind of like part of my DNA. I love the kidney world. I want to unplug the last dialysis machine. I want to see this thing. Like, I want to see, like Dr. Montgomery said, talking about the pig kidney transplant. He said in 25 years, it's over. In 25 years, this is all over. Like stem cell, they're going to be able to take Lou's stem, grow a new kidney, and put it in Lou, and he's going to be fine. Before he ever needed to be on dialysis, any of that stuff. And in 25 years, I don't know about you. I'm going to be around then. I intend to be a very old man. And that's kind of my focus on YouTube. That's why I came to YouTube.
I'm glad that you elaborated on the free subscription, because I think when people hear the word subscription, they think, oh, I'm going to have to pay for that. And no, all it is literally click and subscribe, and it's free.
Now, don't get me wrong.
There's no charge on it at all.
When we enter that partner program, YouTube also unlocks other opportunities for us to make money.
Right.
So I don't just have kidney patients subscribing to me.
Right.
I want more women subscribing to me, because I have 92% male subscription. So I need more women.
Right. Maybe you should go shirtless or something. I don't know.
I'm afraid.
Wow.
We don't want that. We do not want that.
Well, look. That went sideways quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So what they do open up when you enter that partner program is a paid subscription. Sure. So I'm actually going to start. My plan is to start a paid subscription, but that's going to be more of a lifestyle vlog. Sure. It's going to be me kind of sitting and, people who want to know more about me. And that's just what it is. I mean, you have to really you have to recognize what this is. Like, people subscribe to the people putting out the content, not as much as the content. Like, they love Jonathan and Lou. That's why they subscribe.
So Shane
Right,
was wondering how your labs have been since you had the your creatinine and all that. He was just wondering how's everything been looking since you've had your obviously you're a 12-year transplant recipient, so everything's going really well.
Very well.
Yeah.
So my
and
my
you follow
creatinine,
you don't eat meat and stuff, so you're following a really strict diet. I mean, we've seen your pizza video, which is awesome.
So check that out too. Like the pizza, for instance, I use garlic salt, and people, oh my God, don't eat salt. The average person needs 2,300 grams of sodium a day. In my pizza with garlic salt that I use 1 teaspoon of garlic salt in 2 pizzas. That comes down to about 125 grams of sodium in each slice. Now, on a 2,300 grams of sodium diet, I'm under at that point. So like, I don't eat processed food. A lot of that sodium comes from that processed stuff. Yeah. I eat beans instead of meat. So like meat has cholesterol. It has saturated fat. I mean,
sure, beans
don't have that stuff, and it has fiber. So there's just so many ways. Is it about 1,500? I just researched 2,300 for a male. That's what I got, Steve. So if you just Google it, that's what they give. If they're wrong, they better not be. But I appreciate Steve.
I think it's a different level for kidney transplant patients or kidney patients.
Well, as far as me, my only lab that's out of range is my creatinine.
Yeah.
And for a while, it was about 1.7. It had got down to 1.7.
Yeah.
But the last 2 years, I've stopped eating meat completely.
Yep.
I eat once a day. If you have kidney disease. Yeah, so even if you have kidney disease, this pizza, like there's some other stuff on it I wouldn't do if I was on dialysis. I wouldn't use red sauce. Like,
I mean, this is how I live. I got this taught to me by my mentor, Kent Bressler. He's a 34-year transplant recipient. And he says everything in moderation. So if you are going to use, and then some things I just completely abstain from. I mean, at this point in the game, I'm not adding salt to anything. I just don't.
Yeah. So my blood pressure is like
everything
straight on the board, like 120 over like 75, something like that. So like I manage my health very well. Like I have I'd stay within my limits. So that creatinine level, once I stopped eating meat and I started, and I'm not saying that's the meat's the devil or anything. I can't follow the everything in moderation. That's just me. Like I'm full tilt boogie. I can't do any. If it's bad for me, I just got to cut it out. Right.
I understand.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
All
gas.
No brakes.
Yeah. All gas. Yep. So my creatinine now, since I've really dialed in my eating, I intermittent fast. I only drink water. I do drink, of course, I drink coffee, but I drink black coffee. I do not drink anything in my coffee.
Sure.
My creatinine now is 1.5.
Okay. Yeah, mine's creeping around to 1.3, and I've been stable there for 14 months, and my team's happy. They're happy with 1.3. They're like, you're stable there, because every time they do labs, it comes up around 1.2, 1.3, and they're happy with that. So
that's where I hope I'll be.
Yeah.
Where are you at now,
When I can make a sample.
Do you know do you know where you're at now as far as your creatinine?
I just had, it's pretty high, and I'd rather not share, but it's
oh no, that's fine.
Yeah, but I just had labs done 2 days ago, so I'll see more or less where we're at.
I think mine was around 3 or 4 whenever I was on dialysis, so that's pretty high for creatinine. I mean, I didn't produce any urine while I was on dialysis. My kidneys were shot completely.
Yeah, that's the one thing I want to stress though. Like Steve's saying 2,300, okay, 1,500. I'm still even under that. Like I prepare all my own food. Like in my pizza dough, there are only 5 ingredients in the
fresh
dough.
Is best though, right? So you don't want to be buying the processed stuff because that's got all the sodium in it, all of that stuff.
You got to look at how far does your food have to travel to get to your plate. And
Right.
like a loaf of bread, if you look at how processed a loaf of bread and how much work goes into, I use a whisk, a bowl, and a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Like
Along with the products that have like 50 ingredients. You're
to
like,
hold the shelf life.
why,
Because
why, why does this have 50 ingredients in it? It's mind blowing sometimes when you look at your food.
Right.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so eating the processed food, eating a plant-based diet, preparing your food,
Yep.
and portion control. Like, I think we all eat way too much. Like, I literally eat once a day. I'm not dying. My health is good. My blood pressure is good. I exercise. Like, it works for me. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, but as far as like, and I'm not, I'm no longer, like I'm 12 years post-transplant and I manage my health. So like I could probably eat more, but once again, like for me, it's just not good. Like, and I guess that's to each his own, right? But for me, like I'm full tilt boogie. So I gotta say, like, when I stopped eating meat, a lot of things happened, and I just the way my body reacted to it. I found a way after 5 years, I found a way to finally eat in a way that I felt I didn't have, like, I call it buyer's remorse, but I didn't have like eater's remorse after I ate. Oh my God, I shouldn't eaten that. I realized like I have to,
I have to switch, man. It's like a switch.
Just really quickly, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I thought Steve brought up a great point here, and he was talking about DaVita and Fresenius, with the, in 25 years, if all this is gone, because they are they're $1 billion corporation. I mean, DaVita, I looked them up. They're somewhere around the $9 billion mark. How are they going to handle this push for home dialysis? I know we were talking about it earlier. And then, with the research of the xeno technology with the pig kidney and all of this stuff, they're not going to go away. Obviously, they're going to try to get their hand into it. So where do you see them trying to play a role in all that?
I mean, just realistically, they end. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they become a non-profit. I don't know what they do. That's just the problem of innovation. Like, we're worried about Tesla making automated vehicles and truck drivers being put out of business in the next 10 years. What are they going to do? Like, there's a lot of people, like, it's 2021. Hey, my medicine, guys. I got to take my medicine. I got to go. No, just kidding. But that is my medicine alarm.
Do you think?
What are they going to do? What are the truck drivers? It's called innovation. It's 2021.
Sure.
Look, I was a machinist. I was a cook in the Navy. And before I ever went into business for myself, I was a machinist. I worked in a factory. We built gradles, big excavators, and I ran a big horizontal boring mill, 5-axis boring mill. Like, I was a machinist, and I got laid off in 2001. I had to pivot, man. I'm from the Rust Belt. I had to pivot, and I started selling mobile homes. And you just do what you got to do. Like, I don't think they're going to be I think they're going to be in business for a while, right? So this Representative Rush from Chicago, from Illinois, just proposed a bill 2 weeks ago, September 29th. I just remember that's my birthday. And it's for, essentially it's to amend Medicare, not amend it, but make an amendment to it so they can allow for home health care for home dialysis. And if you just Google the Improvement of Home Dialysis Act, it says that in Google. It says, so they're going to have home health. So like what Dawn does for Jimmy on a daily basis, you're going to be able to have somebody come into your home and do that for you on dialysis. So I assume they're probably going to pivot in business as far as that goes, as far as going from in-center, because we know that 80%, as the executive order stated in 2019, 80% of all hemodialysis patients in-center are going to be moved to home dialysis. So they're already making that pivot. Fresenius purchased Next Stage for like $2 billion. So like they know that home dialysis is the future, but it's a limited future. And that's just the case. I mean, I'm trying to get Dr. Montgomery on MrKidney, the guy who did the pig kidney transplant. Like, we're working on it right now. I want to ask that same question. Like, what do you think is going to happen? I personally think, well, they're not going to become truck drivers. Maybe they'll all start a YouTube channel at DaVita. I don't know, but I think they're going to, it's all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
And I don't know if dialysis is such a good thing. Look, face it, I would take that bet on business 10 out of 10 days in a row. If I had the money to help to grow a dialysis clinic, it's guaranteed income. Like I own construction companies. Like I only was as good as my next advertising budget. They got Medicare that gives them their money every month. Sure. So, you know, it's just like stay fat and happy while we all sit here and die. So frankly, whatever happens, happens.
Well, I just want to see people live. We're fixing to close out the show. Believe it or not, it's been an hour. And it's gone quickly. But I tell you what, we're gonna have to bring you two guys back and do this again soon. And do a part 2 of this. I think we could go for another hour talking about this stuff, but fortunately, we like to try to keep them down to about an hour. But I definitely appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing your incredible story and your thoughts and everything. And I can tell you're passionate about what you're doing, Mr. Kidney. You got an incredible story. I'm really enjoying the content. Thanks, the afternoon lives are great, and so it gives me a chance to chime in. And Lou, man, we're in your corner, brother. We are really happy for you, man. You're an awesome kidney patient, kidney warrior, and definitely appreciate your story. And
hey guys, if I can can I get a cheap plug-in?
Sure, go ahead, man. Do your thing.
All right, so I don't know if everybody on the channel knows right now, if I can share that good news that my sister is a match for me. She surprised us on Thursday. I'm going to probably be going in for a transplant here within the next 2 or 3 months, and I'm very excited about that. We started the Oh Yeah Candle Company to be able to give back to the American Kidney Fund and to help my expenses while I'm in Tampa. I live in West Palm Beach. Tampa's 4 hours away. When you get a transplant, you're going to have to see a doctor 3 times a week. So it's going to be tough to drive 4 hours back and forth for an older gentleman like myself. Don't tell anybody. But it's just a way of, we're really not of the GoFundMe way of doing things. I'd rather just work for it, like Sam says, and earn it. So Bee's Best Creation, BEEBESTCREATIONS, has all the Oh Yeah candles, and also on her Etsy shop. I'll share a link on my
I'll put it in the description if you send it to me. I'll put it in the description in the YouTube channel.
Jonathan, let me give a quick plug too.
Go ahead, Mr. Kidney.
Anybody on home dialysis, home hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, or you're like Lou in the process of a kidney transplant, contact me. I'm Mr. Kidney on YouTube. Just contact me. All my contact information's there. I'd love to be able to help tell your story.
Sure.
All right,
absolutely.
guys.
And I just want to give a quick plug for Lou as well. I bought one of those candles for my wife, and my wife loved it. It smells great. Amazing candle.
He's buying 100 more, Lou.
And and again, like he was saying, the money you guys are putting that back. You're donating some of the proceeds. You said to the American Kidney Fund.
Yeah, they stepped in when.
Very good.
I mean, everybody, if you've ever had help from the American Kidney Fund, it goes without saying that they just do their thing. And I leave it at that.
They do great work.
They do awesome work.
Shane says, how can he send you a cash contribution? Do you do Venmo, Lou?
I can,
all right,
but I'd rather have Shane make me some of that chili.
Shane, Small Bills, Magnolia, Ohio. I'll give you the rest of the address later.
Hey, Shane, hit me. I got a Cash App. I'll hit you later. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
you two get together after this, and y'all can work that out. You're friends on Facebook, so you guys can work that out. But hey, man, I appreciate you co-hosting tonight, and I wish you all the best.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
And Mr. Kidney, hey guys, go over and subscribe to that YouTube channel. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Hope with Jonathan tonight. It's been an amazing interview, another great show here on Hope with Jonathan. And we'll have to bring them all back because, it's hard to cover it all within an hour.
Anytime.
So
anytime, man.
But again, guys, y'all stay safe out there. And remember to spread love and take care of your kidneys, guys. Most of all.
Life is good, guys.
God bless. Oh, yeah. Life is good.
Take it easy.
Y'all take care.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.
All right.